All right, North Carolina, are we going to knock doors? Are we going to make phone calls? Are we going to talk with our neighbors and friends? Are we going to work like we know that when Kamala Harris wins North Carolina, she will be the next president of the United States? So, are we going to win? You bet we are. Let's go get him, everybody. Thank you.
And now there's no way the band can lose. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. Yeah, go. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it.
You know how this goes one time. Here we go, here we go. What a time.
Keep us on it, jump on it, jump on it, jump on
Go
it.
around like. I see it at the top and the back. Wave, 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 wave. Here we go.
DJ Problem.
I'll pass it, jump on it, jump on it.
DJ Problem.
It takes two say.
It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
I wanna rock right now. I'm Rob Bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally
Known.
but I'm known to rock the microphone.
Let me hear you say.
Stupid, I mean outrageous. Stay away from me if you're contagious. Cause I'm a winner, no not a loser. To be an MC is what I choose. Ladies love me, girls adore me. I mean, even the ones who never saw me like the way that I rhyme at a show. The reason why, man, I don't know. So let's go, cause
It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
Like I said, we're gonna sing, we're gonna party, we're gonna vibe, we're gonna get along one time. If you rock with me, we see your hands up to the left, to the right, we're gonna wave one time. You know the word, Charlotte, sing along, here we go. Oh, we getting, I know you feel that energy, we just getting started. We just getting started.
Party started right
go.
Set it off, I suggest y'all. Set it off, I suggest y'all. Set it off. 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 Set it off on the left, y'all. Set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. Set it off. Come on, let's set it off. Set it off. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Set it off. 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 Just y'all. Set it off. Just y'all. Set it off. Set it off. Come on. Set it off. Set it off. Set it off.
It got to be.
To be real.
Well, we vibe and rock with me.
What to find? Love you. What to feel now? Gonna need you. What to love?
It got to be.
To be real.
DJ Problem.
It's a family affair. We are all family. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna turn this pep rally into a party. Rock with me, sing along.
Dancing to the latest, swapped for the greatest. Ooh, he sure is moving me. That's what I said. No, you didn't know yet. All of it was kismet, soon to be made history. Don't you have no doubt? I'm gonna spell it out. I'm opportunity that is. I got the best of them, baby, from coast to coast. I don't wanna go, but I love you. I'm talking swear this to you, baby. Swear, swear this. I'm talking love that is. Swear, swear this. I'm talking swear this to you, baby. Swear, swear this. I'm talking love that is. That is swear this. So shy, oh my. Had to change that real quick. Have to use a few tricks to know like I felt the town. Face to change that real quick. Have to wanna sing it loud. 'Cause my love is on the ground. So don't you have no doubt. I'm gonna spell it out. My history that is. I got the best of most, baby, from coast to coast. I don't wanna boast, but I love you, swear. I'm talking swear this to you, baby. Swear, swear. I'm talking love that is. Swear, swear this. I'm talking swear this to you, baby. Swear, swear this. I'm talking love that is. That is swear this. Let it go. Can't let this thing called love get away from you. Feel free right now, go do what you wanna do. Can't let nobody take it away from you. For me, for we. Time for moping around. Are you kidding? No time for negative vibes. 'Cause I'm winning. It's been a long week. I put in my hardest. I live my life. Feels so good to get it right. So I'm gonna see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Just to the night at a time in my life. If you feel, got my head on straight, I got my vibe right. I ain't gonna let you kill it. I'm gonna change my life, just right. Automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky fresh. With my body so melodic, this beat rolls right through my chest. Everybody
Then we're gonna dance, we're gonna party.
the party, grab somebody.
On the dance floor in your seats.
Let me see you.
1, 2, step, go.
Don't stop it. Everybody get on the floor. Bring the party up. We about to get it on. Let me see you.
1, two. 1, 2.
1, 2 step.
This beat is.
Please welcome Anthony Hamilton.
Hey, yeah. Will be, yeah. I've been seeking survival, it seems like my whole life long. And I've been working so hard and it feels like it's all gone wrong. Time to only need someone to push me to help me through. Make my way through the clouds to the sun, I gotta make do. You'll be fine again. Fine again. We'll be fine again. Oh, we'll be fine again. Fine again. Yeah. Again. I see people waiting for answers to questions no one knows. And drinking troughs of a thinking, oh Lord, whole life alone. And maybe pass out hugs to the thugs to heal our souls. And blue collar suffering, oh Lord, heal the soul. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. See how we gonna make it through. We'll be fine again. Yeah, we'll be fine. See, we'll be alright. I can't wait to see the final picture. We'll be alright. See everybody can see it. Sunlight will shine. Bless the soul. How y'all doing? North Carolina, we're gonna be fine, ain't that right? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, see everybody. See, yeah, we'll be fine. I know it will. I know it will. You don't have to drink yourself to sleep at night. You don't have
We'll be fine again.
Everybody put your hands together.
We'll be fine again.
See, we'll be fine. We'll be fine again. Woo! So great to be here. My name is Anthony Hamilton. I was born and raised right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we rep
Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, into Arkansas. That's the heavy pockets of rain, especially in Mississippi. Along that frontal boundary, we're looking at the stationary front, then connected that there's a tropical storm. Here we go. You can see across the Carolinas, the heavier rainfall today is going to be in some of those coastal communities in advance of the potential for some very heavy rain for next week. We'll take a future cast. Center of circulation moving north, and we start to see a developing storm system along the Carolina coastline that's going to bring shower activity into the region over the weekend, even into the early part of next week. We have the chance of rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday. So next week, be prepared for some showers out there as we check your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Near 80 today. We're in the mid-70s with showers tomorrow. We got some showers on Saturday, not a washout on game day. And then you can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, chance of some showers each day with highs in the mid to upper 70s.
What's near me? If you're out and see news, open the WCNC News app and go to Near Me on the bottom right. Then tap Share with Us. Upload your photo or video and tell us about it. Hit Submit and your news has reached our team at WCNC Charlotte. Happy Thursday. We're trucking right along.
We are almost there.
Could you use a vacation?
Well, yeah.
Maybe.
Give me one.
How long of a vacation are you
Can I
talking
go on a boat? A ship?
Imagine going on a vacation for 9 months.
No, I can't imagine.
Yeah. Hundreds of passengers got back from a 9-month cruise. Comment below. Would you want to go on a 9-month cruise? It traveled across
paying?
7 continents. Well, you got to pay. And it's pretty expensive. But this morning, folks on board that ultimate world cruise are describing their unique experience. Sam Brock has more.
Dubbed the ultimate world cruise.
This is 9 months, and right now we are in Miami.
Passengers on Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Seas just spent the better part of a year with thousands of total strangers.
It's just crazy, all the things we've done, the places we've seen, the people we've met that have come and gone.
To set the stage, the journey kicked off in the Americas with stops at Christ the Redeemer and Machu Picchu, ultimately covering 7 continents, 8 world wonders, and 65 countries.
I'd never been on TikTok, and all of a sudden I was a TikTok sensation. I am having withdrawals. I need to clean.
The public vacuuming up videos from passengers like Adita Larson, who came with her husband and plunked down roughly $120,000.
What inspired you to do this?
My husband had just retired, and we are avid cruises. They told us the price, and I looked at my husband, and he just said, "You're going to book it anyways."
To the Sweatshy sisters, both students.
We're going to take you guys into our room. Boom, we got decoration.
Who crafted a sweet dorm and connected with staff.
The community on board was incredible, and they held us accountable for our homework.
The trip was not without some rough waters. Videos of stormy weather racked up millions of views, and early on, the ship had to change course on account of the war in the Middle East. Still, the Serenade completed 75,000 miles with no major issues reported so far. And as for the Sweatshies, a clear highlight during a final stretch that stopped in New York, where they hung out on the plaza with Hoda and Al. A trip many passengers said they were sad to see end.
It's just been truly the adventure of a lifetime.
I mean, if you could pay for it, I would totally do it. We asked all morning long whether you would take a 9-month cruise. A lot of you chiming in saying, absolutely yes. One person saying cruise around the world, no thank you. But most people saying yes, adventure, new friends, new food, new places, sign me up.
I'm 100%
It's free,
yes.
right? No, it wasn't free. It's very expensive. I think they said 120K.
If I had an extra 120,
Yeah.
I guess 240. Well, I have to include JT. I'm not going to be able to afford this. But if I could go for free, absolutely, because that's amazing.
Well, I'm sure the girls in college, maybe their parents said, we're going to do this family trip, and then they did school online, and what an adventure.
So awesome.
But I don't know how I would feel about being on a cruise for 9 months.
I think it'd be very claustrophobic after a while.
Yeah.
I would rather be, and I have, you know, if you grew up traveling around, I'd rather be on land doing it and have a chance to escape. I mean, that's a lot of water for 9 months.
And the going through the storms and stuff looked pretty scary in that video.
The cabins are so small.
If you get seasick, this is not for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Melissa Banks chiming in saying, I don't cruise, motion sickness is real. Joy Mott, I think I'll stay on dry land, I get motion sickness.
Yes.
Melissa, but a 9-month world tour by plane, sign me up.
That's how you do it. Much faster.
All right, closer to home this morning, you know, those people did that world tour, then they came back to the U.S., and the annual list by the U.S. News and World Report ranked the United States as the 3rd best country in the world.
Finally,
Yeah.
we're in the top 5.
This is the highest we've ever ranked since this list first launched back in 2016. The U.S. scored highest in categories like agility and power, but we were on the lower end of things for affordability and racial equity. The #1 country in the world, can you guess? Switzerland. Again.
Chocolate.
No surprise.
And the #2 spot.
Cause I'm faded, honey's in the streets, say money, yo, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys ain't canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up.
My left side, my back, my front, what you say?
Kind of buzzed and it's all because South Central does.
Okay, I hear you.
To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. Let's flip the track from the old school band. This is how we do it. All hands are in the air and wave from here to there. If you're an OG Mac,
Well, in just a couple of days, a Charlotte woman will be doing what she does every year to honor a friend she lost in the terror attacks on September 11th. She will be out making a difference. Along with her daughter and friends, Kristen Tarleton delivers food to local fire stations. WCNC Charlotte anchor Sarah French found out how you could join her in this movement of kindness.
It was the last day people said, "Good morning, I love you" to their family.
For Kristen Tarleton, remembering 9/11 goes far beyond reflecting on that tragic day. It's deeply personal.
Sorry I get emotional about this. I grew up in New York and lost a friend in 9/11. He was a captain, first person in the Twin Towers. He was what they called a fireman's fireman. He loved to get in the action, be the first one there and the last one to leave.
Captain James Amato's legacy of service inspired Kristen to give back to local fire stations every year on 9/11. What began as a small act of kindness has now grown into a community-wide effort.
I wanted to do something to honor him, and when it happened, I would bring just 2 bags to the local firehouse. And then I had Maddie and wanted to do more. So as she got older, those 2 bags became 3 bags and 4 bags and 5 bags. And then one day when she was little, she said, "Mom, let's do more. Let's get the community involved."
Together, they've brought in support through social media and local donations.
Popcorn, pancakes for the morning, just stuff they could grab on the go.
This year, Kristen and Madison made their visits a few days early. That way, friends could join them over the weekend. Kristen says it's not just about the food, it's about the message.
If they can't donate money or food, when I was teaching at a church in the near area, the kids just wrote thank you cards. And I gave that to them, and that honestly meant more to them than the donation of the food.
For Kristen, this effort is a tribute to her friend, but also a way to teach her daughter and the community about the importance of giving back.
Pretty fun, actually, because every year we take one of my friends.
From small gestures of kindness to larger community involvement, Kristen and Madison hope to continue this tradition for years to come, honoring the legacy of those lost on that fateful day. For WCNC Charlotte, I'm Sarah French.
If you're sniffling and sneezing a little bit more this month, you may have allergies to blame.
While most people associate allergies with springtime, experts say fall allergies are becoming more common and more intense. WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifies.
As we leave summer and enter fall, experts warn many people will be reaching for the tissue box. But are there things you can do to mitigate these symptoms? Let's verify.
Our sources are the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology and Dr. Sandra Hong with the Cleveland Clinic.
Labor Day is about the time when fall allergies start. So when kids start going back to school, that's when you'll start to notice more of those allergy symptoms of itchy eyes, stuffy nose, drippy nose, lots of sneezing.
Information from the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology says ragweed, a tall willowy plant, is the most common culprit behind fall allergies. Ragweed packs its biggest punch from late July to early November. Dr. Hong says it's important to keep these allergens out of your home. You can do this by shutting your windows and remembering to take a shower after going outdoors. When it comes to medications, Dr. Hong says nasal steroids are a good option for relief, as well as antihistamines for symptoms like itchiness and sneezing. But she says if your allergies are really bad, it might be time to see an allergist.
Allergies can make people feel really miserable. It can really decrease people's quality of life. Kind of knowing what you're allergic to can be really helpful for us so that you can actually prevent those symptoms from happening.
Dr. Hahn says an allergist can identify what you're allergic to and offer other treatment options like allergy shots. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
WCNC Charlotte is making a difference with your help. When you share your news tips, we go to work.
I sent you that email minutes later. You're responding to me.
When a Charlotte woman battling cancer lost her health coverage, we demanded answers.
Within hours of WCNC Charlotte asking questions, the agency responsible quickly corrected its mistake.
Let us get to work for you.
Reach out to news tips at WCNC.com. WCNC Charlotte, news that impacts you.
Time now to connect the dots. When we make the news make sense. Over the summer, we had a number of shark sightings along the Carolina coastline. And this morning, marine biologists say that's actually a good thing.
For years, shark numbers along the coast were declining, but new data shows that trend may be reversing. Let's connect the dots. A new report from marine biologists shows they're not only seeing more sharks along the North Carolina coast, but bigger ones too. While that might be scary news for swimmers, it's actually a very good sign. After the movie Jaws came out in 1975, shark numbers in the Carolinas and across the country plummeted. These new sightings are really the first time we've seen shark sightings go up since then. Experts say it's due in large part to federal protections aimed at helping shark populations rebound. And this is good news for more than just sharks. By keeping big shark populations healthy, we keep our entire Carolina coastline healthy because they are a crucial part of the ecosystem. And that is connecting the dots.
In the meantime, we're continuing to verify political commercials that you are seeing on TV.
Yeah, and today we're looking at one, an attack ad specifically against Vice President Harris. Some of these claims were also claims made in last night's debate. WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifies this for us.
This ad is paid for by Donald Trump's campaign. We are breaking down two claims in this ad surrounding immigration.
To verify this ad, we went to the Biden-Harris administration, the Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and the National Center for Health Statistics. The ad starts with this claim that Harris is a border czar. In February 2021, President Joe Biden appointed Vice President Kamala Harris to head the Root Causes Strategy, which works to improve conditions in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras so people do not feel compelled to leave their homes. In a visit to the U.S.-Mexico border, the Secretary of Homeland Security stated the vice president is leading our nation's effort to tackle the root causes of migration, why people leave their home in the first place. I and my colleagues in the cabinet have been directed to execute the rest of the plan. He went on to say DHS has the responsibility to secure the border. So this claim is misleading. Kamala Harris was never named border czar. While she is vice president, Homeland Security is in charge of border security. The next claim, under the Biden-Harris administration, 10 million illegal immigrants crossed the border and stayed here. According to data from U.S. Customs and Border Protection from February 2021 to June 2024, there were more than 7 million people apprehended who were crossing the border illegally. Data also shows 2 million people were gotaways, meaning they were able to cross illegally and stay undetected in the United States. Another 1.1 million individuals showed up at a legal port of entry but did not have legal permission to enter the country. So this claim is misleading. While this does add up to 10 million immigrants, not all were either allowed in or stayed in the U.S.
Now, because many of you have been asking, anytime a campaign pays for a commercial time, we are legally obligated to run the ad. Now, tomorrow we are fact-checking an ad against former President Donald Trump. You can see all of our sources and information for this ad, as well as the other ones we've fact-checked on our website, WCNC.com. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Download the WCNC Charlotte News app today for your WCNC weather impact forecast, breaking news alerts, and 24-hour streaming content. Download today.
Season is here, and for the first time in North Carolina, you can place a wager on the Carolina Panthers and any other football game legally. The American Gaming Association is also kicking off its 26th annual Responsible Gaming Education campaign to promote safe betting practices. WCNC Charlotte's Jay Monreal shows us what you need to know about the gaming industry so you can have fun while not asking, where's the money?
With more than 2/3 of American adults now living in states where sports betting is legal, sports wagering numbers are expected to rise. This NFL season is an especially exciting time at the American Gaming Association.
Our data shows that this season, $35 billion will be wagered on the NFL season. And why that's exciting is because it's in the legal market.
American Gaming Association President and CEO Bill Miller says there are two reasons for the significant bump since last year's $26 billion in wagering.
Number one, we continue to see more states like North Carolina, that have adopted sports betting. And now we're at 38 states plus the District of Columbia. And so Americans have opportunities now that they didn't have in order to legally bet on sports. And two, they're understanding that this is mainstream entertainment. It creates a different feel and vibe as it relates to the fan experience.
Miller says what's most important, have a game plan, starting with setting and sticking with a budget.
Secondly, that this is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a social experience. It's with your friends, it's with your family, it's with your work colleagues. And that helps enhance the entertainment value to it. And then finally, and really, really importantly, that you're betting on a legal licensed operator.
If you do have a gambling problem, free help is available. Text More Than a Game NC to 53342. We'll also post a link when you click on the story on our website, WCNC.com. Back to you.
A Charlotte dad is seeking solutions tonight, making it his mission to change the perception of fatherhood, especially in the Black community. Not just promoting positive images, but building a network to help dads in our community get ahead here. WCNC Charlotte's anchor Nick Sturdivant spoke with the man behind the mission.
Being a father can be tough, something Rashamad Torrance realized when he had his son.
I realized there wasn't a lot of support groups for guys. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, she was joining all these mom groups and getting like mom support groups. And when I looked online, I couldn't find no online presence. I couldn't find those communities.
So in 2019, Rashamad decided to create that community.
I began creating merch and doing shirts at first while trying to find that little community. And from there, once that began, everything just organically took off.
The father of two started Active Dad in 2019.
Then from there, we're having these play dates and we're connecting with each other. You're allowing the kids to now form their own villages and meet friends and do those things, while the dads were sitting back and we're able to reflect on that, like, hey, how's your fatherhood journey been?
The organization focuses on promoting positive images of fathers and creating community through events, tapping into subjects like mental health.
We do virtual dad tribe calls every third Wednesday of the month. It was just to see guys from the East Coast to the West Coast, different cities, all in one room, having those breakout rooms discussions and just bonding on whatever topic we're speaking on. This previous month's topic was, am I the dad I needed as a kid?
And physical health.
We have some certified trainers in the group, but a lot of us as guys, we've just realized, the more active you are when it comes to physical health, the better you're going to be for your kids.
Today, there are Active Dad tribes in 11 cities across the country. Rashamad says while the journey can be tough, he wants dads to know they're not in it alone.
This is something that men need, community, and a lot of men don't know it until they experience it.
Reporting for WCNC Charlotte, I'm Nick Sturdivant.
So great that resource is out there for so many other dads. So right now, Active Dad is embarking on its Ice Cream with Dad tour. To learn more about the group and the events in the area, head over to WCNC.com or download the WCNC Charlotte News app.
Good Thursday morning. It is exactly 4:49 and 11 minutes away from the top of the hour at 5 a.m. At the bus stop on this school day morning, right around 60 degrees at 6 a.m., low 60s at 8 for noontime. For lunch, some clouds around mid-70s, upper 70s on the way home today, maybe 80 degrees in a couple of spots out there. As we track the tropics and the very latest on Tropical Storm Francine, winds at 45, gusting about 60 miles per hour. Current position is about 60 miles north of New Orleans, Louisiana. That's our latest advisory. And once again, there's New Orleans, there's the center of circulation, and notice the heavy rain is anywhere from, say, Panama City, Florida, all the way up to Mississippi, Alabama, all the way into Tennessee. As we take a look at that track over the next, say, 24 hours, it starts up moving, basically moving to the north and eventually ends up maybe somewhere near Memphis, Tennessee. That is tomorrow afternoon about 1 o'clock, and then pretty much loses its intensity at that time. Not to say we couldn't see a few effects from that, minimal effects. Rainfall chances do increase. We get to about 11 o'clock tonight. Some showers from Asheville to Spartanburg. It's 11 p.m. tonight. We'll take into Friday morning. Friday morning early, we've got some showers tracking from east of us and moving in our direction. This is some heavy rain about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning from Rock Hill to Monroe, all the way Charlotte area. Heavy rainfall about 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, right before lunchtime. Then we got a break. Pretty much a few scattered showers as we head from Friday night into Saturday as we head into the upcoming weekend. Right now around the region, it's 49 at Boone, 59 at Hickory, 57 at Lincoln, and we're 67 degrees in the Queen City over at Lancaster, South Carolina. They're in the mid-60s. There's a heavy rainfall this morning stretching from Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana into Arkansas. That's the heavy pockets of rain, especially in Mississippi. Along that frontal boundary, we're looking at the stationary front, then connected that there's a tropical storm. Here we go. You can see across the Carolinas, the heavier rainfall today is going to be in some of those coastal communities in advance of the potential for some very heavy rain for next week. We'll take a future cast. Center of circulation moving north, and we start to see a developing storm system along the Carolina coastline that's going to bring shower activity into the region over the weekend, even into the early part of next week. We have the chance of rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday. So next week, be prepared for some showers out there as we check your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Near 80 today. We're in the mid-70s with showers tomorrow. We got some showers on Saturday, not a washout on game day. And then you can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, chance of some showers each day with highs in the mid to upper 70s.
Weather impacts everything. Stay prepared with WCNC Charlotte's Weather Impact Team.
That is one ominous looking storm.
Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich and the entire Weather Impact Team delivers the win.
Sunday and Wednesday are going to feel the hottest.
The impact.
Winds 60 miles an hour.
And what you need to stay safe and weather aware.
Head to the interior room, away from those outside walls and windows.
Stay aware of weather that impacts you by downloading the WCNC News app now.
A deadly crash in South Charlotte, leaving a child dead and 4 others hurt. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Sturdivant. This accident happened around noon today in the neighborhood along Sharon View Road near Chadwick Place. WCNC Charlotte's Anna King joins us live with the latest on this investigation. Anna.
Yeah, officials were out there for hours today trying to piece together what happened. And earlier today, I spoke to some neighbors who told me they're heartbroken by what they saw.
It was just horrible. It was just horrible.
Neighbors along Sharon View Road.
I was in my bedroom and I heard this huge bump.
Witnessing a tragic scene.
Then I looked and I said, my gosh, there's been an accident.
A head-on collision, killing 1 and sending 4 others to the hospital. There's now an investigation underway to determine what happened. But officials say right now this appears to have been caused by a medical episode. As of now, no charges have been placed. Neighbors say they hope more is done to prevent any more similar accidents.
We walk out here regularly. Our kids ride our bikes out here. The speed limit's 35. No one really ever goes 35.
Because, you know, they just don't understand what it's like to, you know, in a split second, the person you love most is gone.
Now, again, that investigation is underway, so as we learn more here, we will continue to keep you updated. But for now, here live in Charlotte, Anna King, WCNC Charlotte.
All right, Anna, thank you.
New tonight, plans for the future of Eastland Yards are moving a step forward. Tonight, Charlotte leaders approving $11 million more for the site. That's on top of the original $30 million price tag.
WCNC Charlotte's Tradisha Woodard joins us live from the Government Center. So, Tradisha, project leaders say this was the last step towards a transformative impact.
That's right, guys, and many city leaders also echoing that this is going to be an enormous impact for the East Charlotte area. But some of the residents living there are still skeptical after various hiccups.
It'll be him. We might be dead and gone by the time it get him, but it'll be him.
City leaders approving more than $11 million additional dollars towards the Eastland Yard project, a plan some living in the area says feels too far out of reach after previous issues.
I think it's going to continue to be delayed, honestly, because they've been working on this for how long?
It's been a long time, and then they just turn around and do what they want to do.
Amid the doubt, city leaders assuring the time spent was worth the wait.
The city is willing to step up and increase its investment in order to allow this plan to move ahead. And I hope the people of East Charlotte appreciate that.
The plan for Eastland includes things like a new sports and entertainment facility and restaurant spaces, a transformation some leaders say will breathe new life in the East.
This is a monumental step in the right direction. This feels like a dream that is finally being realized.
And officials are hoping this now $41 million project will be completed by mid-2026. Reporting live for WCNC Charlotte, I'm Tradisha Woodard.
Question everything and verify with WCNC Charlotte. taking questions, seeking experts for the answers, and sharing the knowledge to distinguish fact from fiction.
With this breaking news, we're seeing a lot of claims on social media.
No question left unanswered.
Police say this is true. All 4 of those shootings are connected.
Clearing up the confusion and bringing the truth into focus. WCNC Charlotte is guiding the way.
The local Hispanic community is now finding themselves at the center of that discussion.
WCNC Charlotte's Julie Kay joins us now in the studio. So Julie, you spent the evening with a group looking to mobilize these voters.
Yeah, the Latin American Coalition hosted a debate watch party in Spanish, completely nonpartisan, just a chance to talk about the issues important to them and see what the candidates plan to do about it. In a state this close, though, any undecided votes are a big deal.
This building, the heart of the Latin American community in Charlotte.
And we create a pathway to belonging.
This debate,
Have fun.
Thank you, the potential turning point of the ticket. Something officials like Mecklenburg Representative Brandon Lofton are paying attention to.
We watch it with an eye towards not just looking at, personality or style, but looking at what's actually at stake in this election.
A ticket where Hispanic voters like Jose Hernandez Perez,
Let's talk about it. Let's get together.
are finding themselves at the center.
I don't know what other country it will happen if people listen to a presidential debate in a different language.
The Latin American Coalition hosted a debate watch party in Spanish with no party affiliation, but a big potential impact.
It's an incredible growth.
In 2020, 227,000 Hispanic residents were registered to vote in North Carolina. In 2024, more than 311,000 are registered.
We become part of the fabric of this country.
Many undecided, something the debate might change depending on the candidates' responses to top priorities.
The economy and immigration are the 2 top things that could keep coming up.
In a state like North Carolina, voters still trying to make their choice will have the biggest sway at the polls.
It comes down to 2 very different visions for the future of our country, and that'll have real impacts on people's pocketbooks.
Hernandez Perez has a message for voters.
Entonces, queremos que la gente entienda que esto es una campaña, es un voto muy importante. Entonces, esperamos que las personas lo tomen en serio y vayan a votar.
Encouraging everyone to get registered and building up voters.
That's part of the beauty of this country.
Especially those still in the center.
The latest NBC reporting lists North Carolina as essentially tied, the only swing state that doesn't lean one way or the other right now. Colin, back to you.
One thing's for sure, commentary will continue on both sides up until November. Thank you, Julie.
Meantime, we turn to some new developments tonight in the effort to keep drugs from getting into our jails. Thank you for sticking with us for the news at 6. I'm Vanessa Rufus.
And I'm Colin Mayfield. Just a few months ago, WCNC Charlotte first reported on how people were able to get the contraband into the Mecklenburg County Jail. It's happening through the mail, though. People are soaking letters in fentanyl and water, drying it out, and then sending it in.
Now, while the jail has had some luck stopping it, other issues have come up in the process. WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker continues his coverage tonight as the sheriff seeks solutions.
Sheriff McFadden says legal mail was the hurdle, if it's mail from an attorney or it looks like it's addressed from an attorney. Now they say it's protected and confidential, but he says now they have the final piece to this puzzle. Time ticks away inside the Mecklenburg County Jail. And for Sheriff Gary McFadden, it feels like with every passing minute,
people have gotten smart.
They're having to readjust.
They'll find another way.
WCNC Charlotte reported on how people were sneaking fentanyl into the jail by using fentanyl-laced mail.
People are very tricky.
People soaking greeting cards in a fentanyl solution, drying them and sending them to an inmate inside. McFadden says while they closed the door on some of that using a company that digitized a majority of the mail, another door was left open. The mail they cannot touch, protected by law.
Confidential.
So it's just, you think something's in there as far as like treated paper-wise?
Wednesday, after 10 months,
it's a very good thing.
The answer the sheriff has been waiting for.
So we're going to have a new scanning system, as you see today.
Through the company Ray Secure, the Mecklenburg County Jail is the first jail in North Carolina to use this technology, using T-rays to scan an envelope or paper without opening it, being able to identify if something like drugs have been soaked inside.
The technology is pretty amazing.
But the fact that it keeps coming back in that same spot is what you're looking for.
Weeks upon weeks of searching for an answer.
We hope that will slow down the contraband.
That last door finally closed.
Officers will start using this technology as soon as they are trained. In Uptown, Austin Walker, WCNC Charlotte.
Wake up to the news that matters most with meteorologist and traffic reporter Chris Mulcahy.
And we're all clear. We're keeping you smarter, safer, and on time.
Start your day the Mulcahy way. See the difference. 4:30 to 7 on WCNC Charlotte.
5:14 right now. It is time to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. NFL football returns tonight, and the price to get some of your favorite stars to suit up has been skyrocketing.
For years, quarterbacks have been the highest paid players in the league, but now receivers are catching up. Let's connect the dots. At the beginning of the offseason, Minnesota Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson set the tone by saying he wouldn't practice until he got a big new deal. Eventually, he was given a record-breaking $140 million four-year deal and returned to the team. Here in Carolina, Deontay Johnson is the third highest paid player on the team in just his first year here. He's just one of a dozen receivers who inked massive deals in the offseason, with their combined contracts totaling more than $1 billion. Some fans and teams worry others will follow suit, sitting out of practice until they get bigger deals. Keep in mind, an NFL team salary works a lot like a pie, and if one player takes too much, it means less for others, which could lead to a agent frenzy next season. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Learning the tools of the trade. Recently, some Charlotte area middle schoolers getting some free hands-on experience in the construction industry in order to help them get ahead. As WCNC Charlotte's anchor Nick Sturdivant shows us, this is all thanks to a program seeking solutions to help meet a growing demand in the industry.
It takes focus to do this work that could eventually open up new pathways.
Like, people think about STEM and they don't think about construction, but construction is all about math. It's all about figuring out problems and finding solutions.
Joelson Thomas is the president of the Rosenden Foundation. Rosenden is the company leading this camp called TRF Camp Build, teaching middle schoolers basic tool safety and things like carpentry, cement work, painting, and soldering.
They're going to learn how to build virtually, like with a VR headset, building cars, doing an estimate off that build.
They have now learned something that nobody can take from them. We've given them the tools. They can pick up any tool and they can still know how to screw board A to board B. They know how to measure it, cut it.
Troy Van Dyne, regional workforce development trainer for Rosenden, says this is a stepping stone to careers in construction.
We really go through all the building trades, and we highlight careers that are offshoots of the building trades as well.
Numbers from Associated Builders and Contractors show by next year, the industry will need to bring in nearly 454,000 new workers on top of normal hiring to meet demand. For 8th grader Sebastian Agee.
And today we're doing soldering, so I made this.
He says he's not only building things like this, but also friendships. The same can be said for sisters Toya and Tony Hammonds.
Everybody here is nice, and you get to use tools and have fun. And you get your own stuff.
But the more exposure these kids have to this opportunity, then the more likelihood that they'll feel comfortable to do this.
Reporting for WCNC Charlotte, I'm Nick Sturdivant.
At the end of the camp, the kids received a starter set of tools. For a closer look at the TRF Camp Build, you can head over to our website, WCNC.com, or our news app.
WCNC Charlotte's Weather Impact Team delivers when weather will change, what impacts to expect, and what you need to stay safe.
To the interior room.
Stay aware of weather that impacts you by downloading the WCNC News app now. New tonight, North Carolina
The State Board of Election officially appealing today's court order to reprint ballots without Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s name on them. That appeal was filed with the state Supreme Court just before 5 this evening. State board staff is also working to begin the process to reprint millions of ballots if their appeal is not successful. WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker has been following the story since that ruling came down. Austin, what does this all mean?
So this actually impacts a lot of different things. You, the voters, and political science experts say this could also impact our swing state even further.
Friday, after weeks of political whiplash, the North Carolina Court of Appeals ordering officials to not send out mail-in ballots for the upcoming November presidential election.
The general statute says that 60 days before the election, I have to start sending out ballots.
Mecklenburg County Board of Elections Director Michael Dickerson says they were supposed to go out today because of state law, and they were prepared.
The day before yesterday, when the order came out, we'd already gotten to about half.
Now, due to that ruling, more than 130,000 mail-in ballots are at halt, costing the state hundreds of thousands of dollars and could delay mail-in voting for weeks. Originally, Kennedy had to obtain thousands of signatures to get on the ballot, but polls began showing Kennedy actually was taking voters away from Trump than from Harris, so he dropped out and endorsed Trump. Kennedy has since tried to get his name off the ballot, but his new party failed to ask state officials to do that when many counties had already started printing. In the Tar Heel state, looking at polling averages put together by Real Clear Politics, it shows former President Trump with a minor lead ahead of Vice President Kamala Harris. But if RFK's name is taken off the November ballot for good, Dr. Michael Bitzer, a professor of politics and history at Catawba College, says the 2 to 3% of voters that would have gone to RFK will most likely cast their vote for the former President Trump. A deadline broken by the courts. Now the state is left in limbo.
Now we're going to wait, sort of pause.
Waiting for what's next.
So, Austin, the big question tonight, what does this mean for people who were expecting a mail-in ballot soon?
Yeah, so good question, Nick. So you might be wondering at home, what do I need to do if I did request a mail-in ballot? Will I still get one? Now, Dickerson says, yes, don't worry, it is delayed, not canceled. He assures you, you will get your mail-in ballot and you are good to go. So just sit tight as of right now. Nick?
Yeah, a tricky situation as the election approaches.
Exactly, just another thing.
Weather.
Hello, Charlotte. My name is Stacey Stag. I'm a Charlotte resident and the proud mother of twin girls, Emma and Sarah. I'd like to share our healthcare story. When I was pregnant with my daughters, everything was great until one day it wasn't. I faced dire consequences and complications of my pregnancy when I developed preeclampsia and HELLP syndrome. I needed an emergency C-section to save all 3 of our lives. I cannot express the terror of having to make that decision and the fear of what it might mean for our family. But my family was saved by grace, and we live each day feeling grateful. But the health of so many people is being put at risk now because Donald Trump thinks he knows better than women. Thinks he knows better than women and doctors. So he's endangering access to essential medical care. As she made clear on the debate stage on Tuesday night, Vice President Harris does not just support women, but she is fighting for us. Meanwhile, Donald Trump and his allies, hold your breath for a sec, including Mark Robinson here in North Carolina, aim to threaten our access to reproductive care, and they're putting all our lives in danger. We are not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. While my daughters were in the hospital for 98 and 110 days, we racked up almost $1 million in medical claims. Before the Affordable Care Act, they would have reached a lifetime coverage cap that made them uninsurable before their first birthday. Because of the ACA, they could get the care they needed without us going bankrupt. My husband and I have never had to worry about being denied health care due to their pre-existing conditions that they were born with or due to hitting a lifetime coverage cap. I am so grateful to the Vice President and the President who have fought so hard to shore up the Affordable Care Act, while folks like Donald Trump have a concept of a plan 9 years later. Nowadays, my girls are 10 years old. They'll be 11 later this month. They are happy fifth graders who are thriving at home, in school, and with the care that they need. And they will need health care for the rest of their lives because of the issues they faced at birth. As a mom, as a North Carolinian, and as a voter, I want a president who is fighting for us. I want a president who will lower our costs and protect our care. I want a president who trusts women and protects our freedom to make decisions for our own bodies. I believe in President Harris's vision for a new way forward. And that's what I want for my girls and for all of our children. We saw the difference in these candidates clearly on the debate stage. Trump's extreme Project 2025 would roll back rights and freedoms, ban abortion nationwide, hurt the middle class, and cost families like ours $4,000 in tax hikes. His divisive and hateful language is the opposite of what I want for my girls to hear in our nation's leader. Yes, Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz are the right choice for North Carolina because they fight for families like ours. And now it's on all of us to do our part. Continue to speak out, to organize your communities, to check and then recheck your voter registration. And bring your friends with you when you cast the ballots for Harris Walz in November. And now, it is my joy, it is my honor to welcome to the Queen City of Charlotte the next President of the United States, Kamala
keep running, cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is weird. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. We got some work to do. All right. Are we going to do this, North Carolina? Yeah. It is so wonderful to be back in Charlotte. I want to thank you all. Can we give it up for Stacey for telling her incredible story? And can we please thank that incredible Anthony Hamilton for his incredible performance? I love Anthony Hamilton. And it is so good. I love you back. I love you back. Thank you. And we have so many outstanding leaders here today, including my friend, Governor Roy Cooper, and your next governor, Attorney General Josh Stein. And here with us is your next Attorney General, Congressman Jeff Jackson. Mayor Lyles, my dear friend, the Council of State candidates, and all the leaders who are with us today. I thank you all, everyone here for taking the time and doing the work you are doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so here's the thing. Okay, we got a lot of work to do. Okay, so North Carolina, you probably know, please have a seat if you have a chair. 2 nights ago, Donald Trump and I had our first debate. And I believe we owe it to the voters to have another debate. Because this election and what is at stake could not be more important. On Tuesday night, I talked about issues that I know matter to families across America, like bringing down the cost of living, investing in America's small businesses, protecting reproductive freedom, and keeping our nation safe and secure. But that's not what we heard from Donald Trump. Instead, it was the same old show. That same tired playbook that we've heard for years, with no plans for how he would address the needs of the American people, because you know it's all about him, it's not about you. Well, folks, I said it then, I say it now. It's time to turn the page. Turn that page. Turn that page. Because, to your point, America is ready for a new way forward. We are ready for a new generation of leadership that is optimistic about what we can do together. That is why Democrats, Republicans, and independents are supporting our campaign. Over 200 people who worked for President George H.W. Bush, President George W. Bush, John McCain, and Mitt Romney have endorsed me for president. Former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congresswoman Liz Cheney are supporting me as well. Because, as they said, we have a duty as citizens to put country above partisanship and defend our Constitution. And that is my pledge to you. I will always put country above party, and I will be a president. We are fighting for the future. A future with affordable child care, paid leave and affordable health care. A future where we build what I call an opportunity economy so every American has an opportunity to own a home, to build wealth, to start a business. They're leaders in the community, they're civic leaders. They hire locally, they mentor, they're part of the fabric of the community, and I know they are the backbone of America's economy. So my plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start up small businesses. Because, you know, not everybody started out with $400 million on a silver platter and then filed for bankruptcy 6 times. But a whole lot of people have the ingenuity, the entrepreneurship, the work ethic, and the ambition to do that kind of work, and just need to be seen and supported for what they are and what they do for all of us. An opportunity economy. We need to build more housing in America. And so we are going to cut red tape and work with the private sector to build 3 million new homes by the end of my first term. I have a plan to lower the cost of living for America's families on everything from health care to groceries. Under my plan, more than 100 million Americans will get a tax break, and thousands of dollars of your hard-earned money will go back into your pockets, including $6,000 during the first year of a child's life. And I will always put middle-class and working families first. I grew up a middle-class kid. I was raised by a hard-working mother who saved up, and by the time I was a teenager, she was able to afford to buy our first home. I understand how people work hard and have dreams and aspirations for their children and need to be put first. Understanding, again, when the middle class is strong, America is strong. America is strong. But Donald Trump, well, he has a different plan. Just Google Project 2025. It is a detailed and dangerous blueprint for what he will do if he is elected president. Donald Trump will give billionaires and big corporations massive tax cuts and cut corporate taxes by over $1 trillion, even as they pull in record profits. He will add more than $5 trillion to the national debt. He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. And he wants to impose what is, in effect, a national sales tax. I call it a Trump sales tax, because it will be a tax on everyday basic necessities, which the economists have measured will cost the average family nearly $4,000 more a year. And the top economists, they've previewed our plans. They've reviewed them. Goldman Sachs says my plan would grow our economy, and his plan would shrink it. Sixteen Nobel Prize-winning economists say he would reignite inflation, and Moody's says he would ignite a recession by the middle of next year. You know, he talks a big talk, but when folks review the numbers, highly respected folks, that's what you learn about him. That's what you learn. And North Carolina, on top of all of this, Donald Trump intends to end the Affordable Care Act. And as Stacey mentioned, you heard what he said in the debate. He has no plan to replace it. He said, concepts of a plan. Oh, you all watched the debate. Concepts. No actual plan, concepts. And understand what's at stake on that. 45 million Americans are insured through the Affordable Care Act. And he's going to end it based on a concept. And take us back to when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Well, we are not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. No. We will move forward. We will move forward because ours is a fight for the future and it is a fight for freedom. Like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And we know how we got to this issue because Donald Trump handpicked 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe versus Wade, and they did as he intended, and now in over 20 states in our nation, they have what I call Trump abortion bans, including North Carolina, and every single state in the South except Virginia. Think about that. Every single state in the South except Virginia. Now, 1 in 3 women in America lives under a Trump abortion ban. Many with no exceptions even for rape and incest. It is immoral. It is immoral. And I know we all here understand and agree one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do with her body. And what we know is that the impact of this is, you know, it's been over 2 years now since that decision came down. The impact of this is so real. It's affecting people every day, just based on the stories we know, and there are so many stories we don't know. Think about it. Because of Trump's abortion bans, women are being refused care during miscarriages. Some are only being treated if they develop sepsis. And when asked on Tuesday night, Donald Trump refused to say that he would veto a national abortion ban. You remember that? He refused to answer that question. Refused to answer that question. Well, I'm gonna tell you, when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. Proudly. And across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on assault on other hard-fought, hard-won fundamental freedoms and rights, like the freedom to vote, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water, and the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. And North Carolina has a history of the point I'm about to make. Generations of Americans before us led the fight for freedom. And now the baton is in our hands. It is in our hands. So we who believe in the sacred freedom to vote will finally pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act. And we who believe in the freedom to live safe from gun violence will finally pass an assault weapons ban, universal background checks, and red flag laws. So much is at stake in this election. So much is at stake in this election. And understand, this is not 2016 or 2020. For a number of reasons, including why the stakes are higher, because 2 months ago, the United States Supreme Court basically told the former president that he will effectively be immune no matter what he does in the White House. Think about that. Think about that. Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails, right? He who has vowed that if reelected, he'll be a dictator on day one, that he will weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies, and has called for the, quote, termination of the Constitution of the United States of America. Think about that. And let us be very clear. Somebody who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States. Never again. Never again. Never again. And you know, one of the points that I mentioned on Tuesday, so the people who served under him at the White House, who saw him every day, right? His national security advisor, his defense secretary, his chief of staff, and his vice president, all have warned, all who worked with him every day in the White House, sat with him in the Oval Office, have warned America. Donald Trump is not fit to be president of the United States and should never again occupy our nation's highest office. So North, and we're not going back. We're not going back. So it comes down to this. It comes down to this. We are here together because we love our country. We love our country. And we understand the awesome responsibility that comes with the greatest privilege on earth, the privilege and pride of being an American. Of America. So North Carolina, we have 54 days until Election Day. 54 days. And just 35 days until early voting begins. And it's not only the presidency that's on the ballot. There are many important races, including Josh Stein running for governor. That's right. Whose opponent was handpicked by Donald Trump and wants a ban, a total ban on abortion in this state. Right. So these are the stakes in this election. Up and down the ballot. Up and down the ballot. But we know the power is with the people. The power is with the people. And your voice is your vote, North Carolina. Your vote is your voice. And we know, here's the thing also, we are loving our campaign, aren't we? We are loving this campaign. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. I know that. But here's also the thing. Ours will be a very tight race until the end, okay? It's going to be a tight race until the end, and we are the underdog. Understand that. We are the underdog. There are powerful forces trying to convince people that their vote doesn't matter. There are powerful forces here, too. But I say all that to say we've got some hard work ahead of us. But here's the thing I love about everybody here. We love hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is good work. And with your help, we will win in November. We will win. We will. We will win. So North Carolina, today I then ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you and God bless the United States of America.
Trying to rain on the thunder. Tell a storm I'm new. I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular. Painted white flags blue. Lord, forgive me, I've been running blind in truth. I'm a rain on this bitter loss. Tell the sweet I'm new. I'm telling these tears go and fall away, fall away. Oh, may the last one burn into flames.